Sometimes or very often, as a person, you feel jealous of other people in the world. People in the world who can afford to pay professionals to dress them. Because every morning when you wake up in the light of the dawn, you are reminded by the light that somehow you must dress yourself again without a guide. While dressing yourself, you feel jealous of other people in the world who are being dressed and arranged by professional clothing attendants. The light of the dawn reminds you that you should be happy, and you try to be happy with your relationship with the dawn, and happy that you have clothes to wear. And you try to be happy for the other people in the world who are being dressed. But it is hard for you to celebrate. Because with a shirt stuck over your head, all you can think is, how do I navigate my arm down the sleeve of this shirt? Because my head is stuck inside the sleeve of this shirt. And in your clothing situation, while thinking so many thoughts in the morning, even with the dawn wrapped up and hugging your legs, makes it hard to feel anything other than sad. You leave your bedroom, and then you're home. You walk outside, and it is Tuesday, the day for thinking about two. You are unsure of which two you should think about. You do not subscribe to the city newspaper, so you are not informed of which two you should think about. Without a subscription to the city newspaper, you are not informed about which two the mayor has decided the citizens of the city should be thinking about. Because this is what you assume the function of a newspaper is: to inform the people that read them on Tuesday what the mayor has decided the citizens of the city should think about on Tuesday. Because this is what you assume all mayors of cities do on Tuesdays. You stand outside of your home without a newspaper and without any information about the two for this Tuesday. You look down your street and see a person drinking from a glass of an unknown liquid. You know because their figure shape is the drinking figure shape. You do not know what liquid the drinking figure shape drinks, because your eyes are not keen enough to see. You wonder if the person drinking can see you. If the person drinking thinks of you as a watching shape. You wonder what your watching shape looks like to the person. You crouch down to the ground, then roll into a ball, because you want to become a new shape. You cannot see the drinking figure to see if they see your new shape. You hope your shape is pleasing to them. You wonder if your figure shape and the figure shape of the drinking person will be the two for this Tuesday. You close your eyes and imagine other shapes you can make with your body. You imagine a tree shape, and then a cloud shape, and then a house shape, and then a moon shape, and then a night shape, and then a sleeping shape. And when you think about the sleeping shape, you think of the dream guide shape, which causes you to fall asleep. And after you fall asleep and find that it is time for another dream with your dream guide friend. This is the Tuesday dream. You begin your Tuesday by opening your front door. It is the way you begin every Tuesday. You are awake and at the door, and it is Tuesday. And you wonder to yourself, if you and the door make a 2 for the Tuesday? But you do not know, because you have not seen the newspaper, to see what the mayor has decided the 2 for this Tuesday will be. Still, even if you and the door are not the 2, you are awake and at the door, and you decide to open it, to see the way of the sun, the wind, and the clouds in the sky, to see the weather, and how you should dress for the weather, to see if there are 2 weathers, or 2 suns for this Tuesday. But first, before you can look at the weather, you find a large wooden crate sitting on the doorstep. A large wooden crate with the word "Winner" written on the top with red paint. And then you remember that you are a winner. Not only because you have good self-esteem, because you tell yourself that you are a winner in between breaths and moments, so that self-doubt does not appear from the shadows that form between breaths and moments, to tell you that you are not a winner and are in fact a loser. No. Today, you are a winner, because you won a contest. And even though you are protective of your personal information, and keep your favorite birthday and your mother's favorite birthday locked inside of your personal information inventory cabinet, one day, many Tuesdays ago, you received an email that claimed you could enter a contest to win a tree. And after reading the email about a contest to win a tree, you cannot help but enter your personal information into a website, and letting the website know your favorite birthday and your mother's favorite birthday. Months worth of Tuesdays have passed since you entered the contest, but today, on this Tuesday, you have found that you are a winner. You are the winner of a tree, a 200-foot tall ponderosa pine tree. You feel lucky and say to yourself, "Lucky me. This must be the 2 for this Tuesday." You say to yourself, "Me and the tree make 2." The wooden crate on your doorstep is just the first wooden crate containing your prize, because beyond the first crate, you see more crates laid out on the walkway from the door to the sidewalk and then into the street. There is a trail of crates, 22 in all. You carry the crates inside your home and open them one at a time. You find one crate full of bags of pine cones and pine needles. You find other crates full of limbs and roots, stems and the trunk in sections. Then more bags of pine needles. Then nests with eggs that require painting. You have seen ponderosa pine trees before, and start assembling the tree without reading the instructions. However, after a few hours, the tree does not feel right. Not the parts of the tree, though. The tree parts feel like real tree parts, even if they are lacking life. Lacking the internal light all plant life forms contain, because they feed on light, converting it into their own life force. In dreams, it is often said, when you look at a tree, you are looking at thousands of daytimes. So if you are lost among trees at night and feeling terrified, just tell yourself you are standing amongst daylight and 8 times, and then reach out with your mouth, and bite a branch, and feel the light pour out from their life form to your life form. You continue to build your tree in your living room, your bathroom, your kitchen, your bedroom, your closet, and in your secret closet. The tree and its parts take up a lot of space. In ways, it feels like there are many trees in your home. In ways, it feels like you are in the aftermath of a party or destruction of a forest. It is hard to determine, and this is when self-doubt arrives and fogs the room with a shadow. And self-doubt speaks from the shadow that fills the room to tell you that perhaps you really are not a winner. That perhaps you and the tree do not make two, because if you look around, there are many trees in the room. For a moment, self-doubt begins to convince you that you are not a winner. That perhaps there is more than one tree in your house. But then you remember to open the inventory pocket that is just above your heart. And inside of your inventory pocket you pull out a lit candle. It is a birthday candle. It is in the shape of the number 1. You found this candle in one of your birthday dreams. You have yet to blow the candle out, and the candle has yet to burn out. You are convinced it is magical. It is a candle that never blows out, because it is a candle that waits for a birthday wish good enough to be blown out for. And right now, you cannot think of a birthday wish good enough to put out the candle, because right now, you want the candle flame to dissipate the shadow fog of self-doubt that fills the room and make the fog leave. The self-doubt that makes you feel like not a winner. The candle in the shape of the number 1 does this, and the candle reminds you that you are a 1, and the tree is a 1. And together, both of you make 2. And today is Tuesday. A day for 2 ones to make 2. You have lost track of which crates you have opened, which crates you have pulled tree parts from to connect and build branches. But in one of the crates, you found the instructions, which is a book. A book that is the same size as of another book that you know well. A book about a knight that goes on an adventure to find their horse, because the horse has gone on an adventure to find a magical hat. And you know, the instructions are the size of a book about a knight on an adventure to find their horse, while the horse is on an adventure to find a magical hat, because it is your favorite book in the dream world. And then you wonder to yourself if the instruction book and your recollection of the book about the knight and their horse make the 2 for this Tuesday. You open the instructions, and then you realize you made a mistake, because you did not take an inventory of all of the parts before constructing the tree, which is the first instruction. The instructions say you should have more branches, more roots, more trunk segments. You look for the shipping manifest. You find an 800 number to call a customer service representative if you have any questions about constructing the tree. You have many more questions about life and the world, and Tuesday you want to ask the customer service representative. And if they have the time to give out answers, you might ask your questions. You call the 800 number and are placed on hold. A song about saying hello to the night plays. In a way, the tree you are building holds you too, with its branches, which are all over your home and through the rooms. While you are on hold, on the phone, and while you are held in the branches, you read the instructions from the instruction book. A new song plays. It is a song about a man turning into a plant, but not knowing what kind of plant he is turning into. The instructions inform you that you should have first named your tree. A tree with a name is 50% more likely to be easier to build. The instructions inform you that you should have assembled the tree outside, away from electrical wires, away from thunderstorms, away from structures. The instructions say that if you began inside of a structure, you began in a space too small, the tree will die, even if the tree has a really good name. Even if you take away the name of one of your favorite pets or children and give it to the tree instead, the tree will die. The tree continues to hold you while you are still on the phone. The song on the phone is about faces. How no one may realize that when we, as people, are awake and out in the world, we save every face we see during our days of being awake in daily life. We save so many faces, more than we realize. Probably every face ever seen is locked away inside the face bank of your mind. A vault with piles of faces stacked up. The face bank is rich with faces, which means you are rich with faces. The song goes on to ask, why do we store faces in the face banks of our mind? Then the song answers its own question, singing about how some face experts have theorized it is because during prehistory, the early people of the world confused the clouds and grasses and rocks for people and formed friendly relationships with them. Which is not a bad thing, however, it led to lower survival rates and confusion in people. The face bank was invented to help people remember what people look like, to keep people spending more of their time talking to people instead of shrubs. The song goes on to sing that sometimes, or very often, our dreams are populated by strangers. Strangers in their natural form are faceless and shadowy. In dreams, when strangers want to be near you, because that is their way, they will take out a loan from your face bank. Most strangers cannot afford the high interest rates required to borrow the faces of those nearest to you in your life, like your friends, family, co-workers, and neighbors. Most strangers borrow the faces of people you have seen, but do not actively remember the faces of periphery people. Then the song sings about another kind of stranger. Strangers who are face bank robbers. Strangers who will attempt to break into your face bank and steal the faces you are most familiar with. It is hard to speculate upon the motives of these strangers when they wear the faces of people you know. The song finishes by singing to you that the best you can do is be aware that you might be talking with a stranger instead of a trusted face. The song finishes and you are still on hold, on the phone, with the 800 number. And you are still being held by the tree. And the tree comforts you in such a way, you begin to fall asleep in your dream. And begin to experience another dream, with your dream guide, friend. This is the Tuesday Dream. Today is the Tuesday of the month, when the trucks arrive to haul away the ice. The ice that grows between the silence of minutes. Because in dreams, when time matters, the units of measurement become characters. And characters all have traits or characteristics. One trait of minutes, at least the ones that are silent, is the trait of being very cold. So cold that the water in the air surrounding silent minutes freezes. Often silent minutes mingle with loud and talkative minutes. When the air freezes around the silent minutes, it binds them with the noisy minutes, causing the noisy minutes to quiet and become silent too. When the trucks arrive to haul away the ice, two men get out of each truck, a driver and an ice picker. The driver is an ice picker too, but the ice picker in each truck has spent more of their time studying ice. They do not have to spend their time studying traffic and driving theory, like the truck driver. We watch the trucks arrive and unload their two-person crews. They go to work, freeing minutes from the ice, bound together on the sidewalks of the street. The crews scrape off flakes of ice with chisels and place the flakes in styrofoam bricks. The crews pack and press the flakes into the bricks until the flakes becomes dense. So dense the flakes become solid ice blocks. The dense ice blocks are then pressed and packed into the trucks, where they become larger ice blocks. I tell you, after enough trucks are packed with large ice blocks, the trucks go to the city's glacier park, where the trucks are unloaded, and the large ice blocks are combined with other ice blocks to create new glaciers. And you begin to ask me if we can go to a glacier park and have a glacier dream. But the crews have freed so many minutes from the ice. The street is now loud, and nothing can be heard. You try to talk, and say words, and move your mouth, but any sound you make is covered up by the sounds of minutes being unfrozen from ice. And the sound of the ice crews become a type of song. It is a song about a door. Someone knocks at the door, you should let them inside. Then, someone knocks at your door, you wonder if you should let them inside. And then you realize you are asleep in your dream, and inside of another dream, while the music from the phone plays. So you wake up from the Tuesday dream about the ice trucks. To return to the Tuesday dream, where you are building a tree. You wake up, and you are still being held by the tree. And still on hold on the phone. The song about someone knocking on your door has ended, and you do not hear anyone knocking on the door of your home. And then you wonder if the person knocking at the door was a 1 to your 1, and both of you would make 2 for this Tuesday. The phone plays a song about how sometimes or very often the dream world is not much of a cook, but is instead just someone who reads instructions. The dream world uses those instructions to place ingredients into pots for a set amount of time. then on plates on a table. If no pots or plates or table is available, the dream world will place ingredients on the crotch of a tree, or whatever else is near. The dream world likes to decorate food oddly, and it knows this, because the food that the dream world decorates looks little like the pictured examples in the instructions. Because while the dream world reads instructions, that does not mean the dream world follows them. Often when a person enters the dream world, all of their instructions appear on the side of their person packaging. It is up to the dream world to decide how closely those instructions should be followed. Often the heart of the dream world wants something different than what your instructions require, and instead wants to be outside of a forest with burnt shins, because the dream world has chopped a hole in the ground for a fire pit, and then chopped the ingredients of the person into little portions with an axe, and then threw those pieces into a fire pit. The dream world uses an axe because after preparing the ingredients of you, the dream world will go into the forest, not to be a lumberjack, but to be prepared, just in case any of the trees get any ideas. It is better to be prepared when entering a forest, because no one ever knows what a tree will do. Trees these days are environmentalists, and some of the trees are extreme environmentalists. You glue leaves to stems, and stems to branches. You glue branches to yourself, accidentally. The tree parts of you end up holding you, and you do not mind the branches that are glued to you. In fact, you begin to glue more tree branches to you, because, while gluing, you decide you want to be a tree. You do not mind not finishing the construction of your prize tree. You instead want to be the prize tree. This may also have something to do with the music playing on the phone. Music about becoming a tree. Something happens to your home as you glue more branches to yourself. The ceiling evaporates to show a night sky above you. The walls fade to show all the parts of the tree throughout the various rooms of your house. And then those parts of trees begin to grow to become full trees. You watch the trees grow and know within the person parts of you a secret knowledge. A knowledge of trees and how, if they do not think people are around, they will grow. Because the trees think you are a tree. In a way, this makes you happy. But in another way, this makes you sad. Because you are one tree, and now there are many trees. Too many trees now. And you want to find another one, to your one. To be the two, for this Tuesday. You begin to wander through the many trees, as a tree. And as a tree, you want wolves to surround you. You look down and see only skulls surrounding you. Skulls that have already seen wolves. Because the wolves picked clean the flesh from the skulls. You feel for your skull, but it is hidden under too many branches, and think that perhaps wanting wolves to surround you might not be a good idea. You still need flesh, otherwise you would not be alive, or able to keep your branches. You then walk toward the river. You do not see the river, but know a river will appear, and hope the river will be just one river, waiting for one person, or tree. And you can be that one person, or tree. And together, the both of you can be a two, for this Tuesday. You continue walking toward the river, knowing one will appear if you continue to walk towards it. But then, you see smoke rise above the trees. You go to investigate. It is not a fire. You find a stranger making smoke, because the stranger looks like smoke. You find a stranger who has left the world to live in the woods. But the woods are still in the world, because trees are still in the world. The stranger says, not that world, the people world, where people live. You say, that even though you look like a tree, you are a people. And then you correct yourself to say, you are a person. The stranger says, I know. Then the stranger tells you that maybe the smoke was a call for people to join him. That maybe the smoke was a declaration to start a new world. You say, you would not know how to make a new world. And then you leave the trees, the stranger, and the smoke. You then walk away, for days, walking in the direction of the river, where you think a river might be. And days later, the smoke is still rising from the trees. This makes you feel confused, because you imagined that police or fire trucks would arrive to stop the smoke, to stop the stranger. You spend a few days walking back to the stranger, the source of the smoke, but the stranger is gone. Instead, all you see is a little pond full of messenger frogs. And you know this because the messenger frogs wear little backpacks to hold messages. The pond is perfectly circular and full of messenger frogs, and smoke rises up from the water. But the water is not hot or boiling. It is just smoking water. You adjust some of your branches so that you may sit beside the pond. And once you sit down, a messenger frog jumps onto your lap and hands you a message from their backpack. The message is from the mayor, and it informs you that tomorrow will be a new Tuesday, and for the new Tuesday, the two will be 2 winds. Everyone in the town should allow all winds to blow freely, and stay inside if possible, and not be a wind interrupter, so that the 2 winds have an opportunity to meet, and be the 2 for the new Tuesday. After you read the message, you give the messenger frog one of your branches as a tip, and ask the frog, is there a message from the mayor about the Tuesday that has just passed? And the frog shrugs its shoulders, and then hops out of your lap. And then another messenger frog hops into your lap, and hands you a message. This message is from the phone you left in your home while it was on hold for the 800 number. The message is about a song you missed while you were away, being a tree. The song was about hanging a windsock from a wire coat hanger off of your balcony. The windsock looks like an octopus. Not an actual octopus, because an actual octopus is too smart to let you hang them from a wire coat hanger off of your balcony to sway in the wind. The windsock tangles around itself, and then you wait for the windsock to catch wind and untangle. You cannot teach the fabric how to stay in motion, to not tangle. It is something it must learn to survive, to be at its fullest potential. You think about the song and the windsock, and wonder if there is a lesson in this song for you. You put down the message from your phone, and tip the messenger frog with a branch from your body. But then more messenger frogs arrive. They cover your lap, all handing you messages from your phone about the songs you missed while you were gone. One song was about how an apple thrown at a building will explode. Another song was about a map that wants to appear. You hear it knocking in your mind. A map is always on the other side of the door of your mind. There are doors in your mind. Right doors. Wrong doors. A map always wants to appear. It is a surprise map, but not a surprise that it is a map. A map of the night. A night that is not fully aware. A night that needs a map. The kind of night that wants to stay alive within you. There were countless other messages about songs delivered by Messenger Frog. So many frogs that by the time you tipped them all, you were out of branches and were naked. But not just skin naked. Another, deeper kind of naked. Because your skin is missing. And you look like a shadow. And a stranger. Without skin. So you begin to place the messages from the phone that the frogs gave you where your skin should be. And one of the messages you placed on the back of your right hand was another message about another song. And the song was about how your dream has now ended. And how you are now awake and ready for another Tuesday. Even if you do not understand the purpose of 2 on Tuesday. And that sometimes it is okay if you are just a 1 looking for another 1 in order to be a 2 on Tuesday. This has been the Tuesday Dream. With your dream guide, friend. Dream guides are written and recorded by Chad Redden.